G'day viewers. Doing product reviews isn't really my thing. It's not what I do on this channel. But when the good people at Lumin Pacific reached out and asked me if I'd like to try out a brand new light that isn't even available here yet, I jumped at it. So let's try out the Lumin Pacific SlimSky. It's an RGB, it's got a remote control, it's got all sorts of stuff. So I'll try it out, I'll learn how to drive it, I'll show you how to drive it, then tell you what I think of it, good or bad. Because I don't really care, I've got the light and they're not going to be able to take it off me. So stay tuned. Rightio, through the magic of television, we've unboxed it, so you don't have to sit through that part. This is the 3-foot model. Seems reasonably sturdy. And it's got these long extenders like a fluval aquasky, very similar. They feel very light. This end's very plasticky, but look mate, it's a cheap light. But I like these little ledges and these little rubber stoppers on the end, so it'll sit on the tank a little bit better. So we'll whack those two ends on there, and it has a groove for the cord to sit in, which I do like. So when that slides in, that cord fits in there quite well. It's got a decent length power cord. I'm going to call that, well that's 3 feet, so that's 3 feet, 6 feet, 7 feet. Plugs in there, and there's the manual control, and it comes with a remote, which, look, I'm not a massive fan of. I prefer an app because I'm shocking at losing remotes, and the remote needs a battery. Actually, it needs 2 AAA batteries, which I don't have, so I'll go and have to raid the kids' toys for that. Instructions, they even give us a nice little chamois-like material to they can clean your light up. Isn't that lovely? So I'll go and find some batteries for this and we'll run through it. Rightio, I've raided the kids' toys and I've grabbed 2 AAA batteries so we're all lit up. Now I had a quick look at the instructions, and for my old eyes, I can barely read it. It's not as bad as some, but it's still a little bit how you're going, and it's a little bit all over the shop. So what I recommend is jump on the website and put it up on your computer. That way you can blow it up as big as you like, and it's really easy to follow. So I'll do that, and I'll put the camera on this and I'll show you how I set it up. Rightio, so the batteries are in, and we will turn the light on, and everything's up here in this handy little screen. So first off, we will set the time, which here is 10 to 3. So we'll go clock. It's 24 o'clock, so that's 1400. Clock to the next one. We'll hold that down till we get to 10:02, and then clock. So now the clock's set, we set the timer. There's a daylight and a nighttime mode. And one thing I kind of didn't like about it is the nighttime mode is all the time that the daytime not on. So if you want a blue light for a couple of hours in the evening, well, bad luck, you've got it the entire night. So we will set the timer. So time, and I want it to come on at 7 AM. So we'll run that around to 7 AM, 6, 7, 7, and then timer to the next one. 7 AM, so timer again, which takes us to the daylight off time, and we will make that 1 PM, so that's 6 hours, and we'll have timer. Timer. So it's going to come on at 7, go off at 1. So now once we've done that, you just set the mode. So we have a day and a night. So we put it on daytime and then set whatever color you like. So we'll just go all max. And that little light comes up there. That means all the lights come on as bright as we possibly can. And there's a spectrum mode there, so you can have a fish mode or a plant mode, and this little button here we'll get to a bit later. And then once we've done that, we'll set it over to our night mode and then decide what you want for night. So I'll turn everything all the way down, which I won't make you sit through. Unfortunately, you can't just set it all the way back to nothing. You've just got to hold these till they go all the way off. So ideally, you'll have the light on while you're doing this so you can see what's happening. There's no indication on the screen what levels your individual colors are at. It only tells you if it's daytime, if it's max, if it's fish mode, plant mode, or nighttime. And this little button here when it's engaged. So that's how to set it up, which is very interesting, but let's go and see what it looks like on a tank. So unlike your normal budget lights that will only do the main colors, like that's all white, or all blue, all green, or all red, you can have any combination you like. So I'm going to take out a little bit of that red and then add some green. And that will give us a nice black water tannin look for a South American river or like the Rio Negro or something without having to add any botanicals. I really like it like this. But you can add some white to brighten it up. Or add some blue to increase the color temperature. To get it closer to daylight, you can have anything you like. That's what I really like about this light. So now I've charged the camera battery up and we'll have a look at how this light ramps up as the timer comes on. So it's just come on now and it takes 10 minutes to ramp up. I won't keep it going for 10 minutes clearly. I'll speed it up, so we'll try and get it done in one. But I like it. It's very, very smooth. It doesn't flicker. You can't tell the difference. Some lights you notice they'll just brighten up in stages. This one's very smooth. It's quite good. There's no flickering at all, and it's just gradually getting brighter. And if you stare at it, you can't tell it's getting brighter. It's very good. And that's 10 minutes there. So if you'd like to know what it looks like when it ramps down at sunset, just play that last minute in reverse. And that there is just all on max. That's how bright, and that's not too bad for a budget light. It's not exactly a Chihiros, but you might not grow your really high light demanding plants, but I think you're gonna grow most plants with this. It's not too bad at all. And we'll hit the fish mode. That's fish mode. A little bit duller. I think the fish look the same. I'll just go back. Nah, yeah, it highlighted them a little bit. And then we'll go to plant mode. That's plant mode. That looks like it's got a little bit more red in it. Yeah, but not a lot different. I think all three are pretty good. So let's find out what this button does. Now they call it thunder mode in the instructions, but I think you would probably call it lightning mode, which I think is pretty cool. Right, so I've been playing with the light for nearly 2 weeks now, and some things that I've figured out, I'll try and answer your questions in advance. One, if the power goes out, it doesn't lose its memory because the memory is in the remote control. But you might just have to hit the timer button like you're going to set the timer, but just go all the way through and it will remember. If the batteries come out of the remote, it remembers the timer. You've just got to reset the clock. That's the two main questions everyone asks. Now, the things I do like about the light. I really like those mounts. It sits on the tank really well, and even if you bump it and tug the cord, it doesn't tip over the way some lights do. How those long extended arms, if you sit it on a 4-foot tank, over time they might wobble a bit in the heat. I don't really know, but I have a Fluval Aquas light and it's bent, so it's probably not going to be any different than that. And I do like that it has a manual switch, so if anything ever happens to that remote, like it gets lost or stepped on, you can just on off. And if you turn it on, it's just full light, turn it off. Just like a normal light. That's really good. And the next thing I really like is clearly that you can adjust those colors. What budget cheap light can you individually get? And it goes, I think it goes from 1% to 10, and then goes from 10 to 20 to 30. And you can adjust it to suit any color you like. So you can sit there and play with it to really make those fish pop. So if you've got a red fish, like these Ember Tetras say, put a little bit more red in it and it will make them pop. I really, really like that in a budget light. It's fantastic. But of course, the thing I like the most is the price. It's ridiculously cheap for what it is. It blows any of these other cheap lights right out of the water just because of that adjustability. Now, what I don't like about it, I wrote it down. The night setting is you set your daytime and it ramps up, which is really good. That's another bonus. And then you have your daytime setting, which is whatever color you've set, and then it ramps down for 10 minutes to the nighttime setting. Now that nighttime setting is fixed, whatever you set it at, all the way back around to the next daylight setting. So if you want like a little blue light or a little green light at nighttime to watch your little catfish and things come out, well, that blue light is going to stay on all the way around till the next daylight starts. So it'd be nicer if you could have like a moonlight on and off. That would be good. What else didn't I like? I don't like that the remote shows what your settings are, but it doesn't show the individual light settings. So if red's at 30% and blue's at 50% and green's at 10%, you don't know. So what I recommend there is grab the notepad and count all the times you push that button. So if you find one that you really like and then you want to get another light and set it up the same, you've got that written down. Or you've got a record, so if you change it, I don't like it, I'll go back, you know what it is, but you'll just have to write it down as you go. The main thing I don't like is the remote, and that's just me personally. I don't like remotes because I always lose remotes. If it was an app and it's on the phone, like you very rarely lose your phone, but at least when you do lose your phone, you can jump in the car, go to your mate's house, tell him to ring your phone, and then drive all the way home and listen for the ring. You can't do that with the remote. But I have a solution. So what I did to mine, I just attached it to the tank and then make sure it definitely couldn't go anywhere. I just chained it up. So that way I can't stick it in my pocket and wander off. I'll always know where that remote is. Now, what's in this for you? If you want to buy one of these lights, I have a discount code just for my viewers, and we'll make it something simple like, let's say, GILS, 4 letters, G-I-L-S. Very simple. So you type that in at checkout and you'll get a 15% discount. Now down below, I'll put an Amazon link. There's an Amazon US link at the moment because it's just been released in America and it hasn't been released in Australia yet, or Amazon Australia until August. You can buy it through Amazon US with an Australian plug, but then you're going to get stung for postage. So when that Amazon Australia link comes out, I'll make sure I put that down in the description. And if you use that link, that helps me out. They're going to give me some money, which means I'll have to stop stealing money off my kids when they're asleep. So that's pretty much it. Also down below, Lumin Pacific asked me to tell you about their origin story and about their company policy and how much they love pets. I'll put that down below so you can read it for yourself. So that'll do. I'll try and make this video as quick as I can. Any questions, fire away. Or you can contact Lumin Pacific because their customer service is really good. Any questions I've had, if I couldn't figure something out, they got straight back to me. They've been really, really good. So, as always, if you like leaving lights, leave a like, and I will see you in the next one.